Hi. In last video, we discussed about constraint and randomization. We discussed about types of constraints. Now we are going to see about constraint mode and static constraints. The constraint mode method can be used to disable the particular constraint block. By default, the constraint mode value for all the constraint block will be 1. Okay, we saw RAN mode to enable and disable the randomization behavior of a particular variable. Same way, we can able to control the constraint behavior to enable and disable the particular constraint with the help of this constraint mode of. When the constraint mode of 0, instance packet dot address range is nothing but the constraint name dot constraint mode of 0. That means we are disabling the constraint, so it will not take effect. A constraint block can be defined as static, that is called static constraint. While you are declaring a constraint, we are writing the constraint. When we write static, that means this constraint is static for all the instances of a particular class. Let's see with the example. By default, constraint mode will be enabled for all. If you want to disable, you can access a particular constraint, and with the help of constraint mode of 0, we can disable it. Here inside the class packet, we have address. For this address, I wrote a constraint, address range. Address should be greater than 5 and less than 7. If you want to write more than one condition, you should use this semicolon to separate them. You should not use underline it there. And here, this constraint is declared as a static. So when I instantiate this packet as pkt1 and pkt2, there are two instances. For the both instance, this constraint is constant. That is, for both instances are accessing the constraint from a common location. So if you change in one instance, that will affect the other instance also. Let's see here. Then here I create memory for pkt1 and pkt2. Here I am doing pkt1.randomize. So automatically this address will get some randomized value between 5 to 7. So we are getting 6 for this display pkt1.address. Then pkt2.randomize. pkt2 is another instance. Here also this constraint will be applicable. When I call .randomize, automatically this address will get randomized. Here also I will get the same value 6. Less than 7 and greater than 5, getting 6. Then pkt1 dot address range is nothing but this constraint only. Okay, pkt1 address range dot constraint mode of 0. Okay, I'm disabling this constraint. In which instance? pkt1. After disabling, I am randomizing and I am printing the value. See here, I am getting 5. This constraint is not applied to instance 1. I am randomizing pkt2 and I am displaying. For that also, the constraint is not applied because this is declared as static. In one instance, if I change, automatically it is reflecting for pkt2. That is the use of static. Then next is random system functions. For randomizing the variable, we have the system functions like $u random and then $random. It is same as $u random, but it generates signed number. It is unsigned random. This is $random. It is generate the signed numbers, positive or negative numbers. Variable equal to $random seed. In the bracket, we can mention the seed. Seed is optional argument. If you give any seed, that means any value if you give for seed, it will generate a particular random set of values. For particular seed value, it will give a particular set of random numbers. The seed can be integral expression. For a particular seed, the same value will be generated. And we have a random range. Variable equal to $u random range. Here we should mention the maximum value, comma minimum value. So within that range, it will choose any one of the value for the variable. This function returns an unsigned integer within the specific range. See an example for this. Module system function. So inside that, address 1, address 2, address 3 data. All are declared. This is 32-bit, 65-bit, it is 32-bit. When you use this $random, so the variable no need to declare as random. When this should be declared as random means when you are using randomized method. Okay. If you declare a variable as random, then only you will assign some random value for that variable. Within the initial block, repeat 2 times. I'm going to perform this one. $random. So it will generate any random number. Okay. For address 1, for this display, we are getting this value, random number. Then address 2. Here we are passing seed. It's optional. If you want, you can pass the seed. So that each and every time for 10, you will get the particular random values. Then for address 3, this repeat happens for 2 times. So 2 times, see here, this value varies. But when you use a seed, it gives the same value. If for different seed, it will give different values. Then you can perform concatenation after this getting random values. You can perform concatenation. After getting random, you can perform arithmetic like multiplication here. So address 3 values is this one. Then random range, $u random range, unsigned random range. 30, 20. So it will give any one of the random value between this range. It may be a 20 or 30 also it will give. Then here, if I mention only 20, the least value will be 0, the maximum value will be 20. So within that range, you take any one of the value. And 20, 30. You consider the maximum value as 30, the minimum value as 20. You will get value between this range. Okay, that's all.